Well, Lord, honey, how is everybody out there? Welcome back. I know it's been a while since we've been doing the live cookings, and I know y'all can see me. I'm up real close right now, but here in a minute, I'll be back there behind. So, thank you all again for tuning in, for everybody that's jumping on here. It has been a while since we had the Country Bling Cooking Show. We started back today. This starts season 2, children. So here we are in season 2, and we're starting it back today. Now, this season is going to be all about things through the holidays. So we're actually going to be starting out right now through the end of October. When we do the show, it will be all things fall. So the things that we think about fall are apples, sweet taters, pumpkins, spices, warm spices. And then once October's over with, we'll jump into Thanksgiving goodies. And then we'll go into Christmas goodies. We used to do the show 2 days a week. It'll be brought to you 1 day a week, provided that I'm not gone somewhere. And if I am gone, then it'll be a taped session that will go up on that day as well. So, all right, let's jump on back here behind the table. And I've got some new things to show y'all, some really cool things. I have some really cool, exciting news to tell y'all. So, let's get things going, honey children. So, I know the first thing is you all can tell I have a whole brand new setup. And I will say we do have back with us this season, we have Miss Lisa, and she's on the phone. So say hi to Miss Lisa. If you have a question during the demo, make sure that you ask, and she will ask me, and then I will answer your questions. This is a whole new setup. I'm not having to move the cameras like we did before. So now you can see me and what I'm cooking the whole time, and not just my little old paws, as you see. So, talking about fall. Fall is one of my favorite times of the year. Of course, I love summer. Summer is probably my most favorite, but I love fall because we're coming out of that hot weather and we're thinking about warm spices when the nights are getting cool and we've got frost on our pumpkins, honey children. And listen, it was warm here today in Kentucky. It's supposed to be warm tomorrow, but then we're going to get cold again. Honey children, we've already had frost on our pumpkins. So, we're ready for a little bit of cooler weather. So that really kicks it off for me. I think about apples. I think about cinnamon. I think about pumpkin pie spice. I think about roasting butternut squash. I think about, everything that fall brings to us. S'mores, fires outside that we all gather around the fire pits. But really what I like about fall is the food, because we can have so much fun with fall food through spices and through different fruits, different gourds, different squashes. So today we are going to be making my Country Bling Autumn French Toast. Now this French toast could be used for breakfast, it could be used for lunch, it could be used for brunches, it could be used for suppers, and it has a whole new twist on it. We all know and love that great French toast, but this one has a whole new twist on it. So, and y'all see the fall shirts. I hope you've been checking out the website, southerncountryBling.com, and checking out all the new fall. Oh, I forgot to flip the camera. So if you're, we do the live Instagram on one camera, and then we do the Facebook that I post later. So if you're on Facebook and watching this, you're going to see these shirts are backwards. But that's okay. Girls and boys, that's just fine. Yeah, I know y'all can read backwards. So make sure the fall shirts and all the fall apparel is up and selling right now. So make sure you get your fall apparel, because I will tell you the first little tidbit of news is we just done the apparel shoot for the Christmas line, and that was last night. So we're not but about a couple weeks off of launching that. It'll launch right around the 1st of November, the Christmas line will. And I'm telling you, children, it's more exciting than Santa Claus sitting on Mrs. Claus's lap eating cookies and cocoa, honey, because it's really cool this year. The Christmas line is going to, I think you all are just going to love it. All right, so that's the first bit of news. Now, I'm going to be integrating news throughout this whole thing with some new things. I hope you all have had a wonderful summer, and now we're on season 2 of the Country Bling Cooking Show, so thank you all for coming in. So let's get started. All right. Let's talk about French toast. Let's talk about bread that we use for French toast. I love to use a sourdough bread, but you can use any bread that you want to. As you can see, this one is about, it's almost an inch thick. I like thicker bread. You can use Texas toast. Honey, you can even use cornbread if you want to. You can use banana bread. You can use zucchini bread. Any bread will work for French toast. And so now we're going to be, well, my mind went totally blank. Oh, now we're going to make the dip, as I call it, for the French toast. Now, this recipe is on the website, southerncountryBling.com. So we have to start out with some eggs, or as Granny used to call them, hen fruit, children. And I've got 3 here that come from our chickens right here on the farm, honey. If you're watching and you're not from Kentucky, honey, I live on a big, huge farm here in Kentucky and raise my own chickens, and we have our own eggs and all that good stuff, and I just love a good fresh egg. And as you all can see, these are not super dark brown, they're lighter brown. I love brown eggs because brown eggs are so much more richer. Oh, Lord, we don't need the shells up in here because that ain't going to be good. All right, it'd be crunchy, honey, children, if we have the shells up in there. We don't need no shells up in there. All right, so now to this, before we add anything else, I have here a little bit of brown sugar and a little bit of pumpkin pie spice. So we're going to add that to our eggs. Now, a little tidbit about brown sugar. If you can't find brown sugar or don't have brown sugar, you can make your own brown sugar. It's just white sugar mixed with molasses, and you just stir it until you get the darkness that you want. If you want light brown sugar, you don't use as much molasses. If you want dark brown sugar, then you use more molasses. And this is a dark brown sugar. Light brown sugar would also work for this. Now we're just going to take a whisk, and if you don't have a whisk, you can use a fork. And you just want to whisk together those eggs and all that pumpkin pie spice and that little bit of brown sugar. And pumpkin pie spice is one of those spices that I love. I use it in my cushaw pie. I use it in my southern buttermilk pies in the fall and winter. I even like to make pumpkin pie spice bread, honey, children. Listen, there ain't nothing better than pumpkin pie spice because you can put it in your coffee. You can put it in your tea. You can put pumpkin pie spice, honey, even in your underwear drawer to make your underwear smell like pumpkin pie spice. I'm telling you, it is wonderful. So I thought I'd wear a little bit of bling for y'all today to match my blingy fall shirt. I mean, it is shiny gold. I know y'all can't tell it, but you can see it better on the website. They are shiny gold, the writing is. All right, so you're going to have some lumps of pumpkin pie spice in there. That's okay, not a problem. All right, now we're going to add us a little good pinch of salt because remember, we learned in the first season, everything sweet needs a little bit of salt. It makes it sweeter. All right, and then we're going to add some half and half. And if you don't have half and half, honey, you can use whole milk. You can use heavy whipping cream that has just a little water in it just to water it down. If you can't have the milk, then you could use almond milk here. You could use goat milk. Honey, you can use any milk except cat milk. Don't be using no cat milk up in here because I've never seen nobody try to milk a cat, and I don't think I'd want to. I think you'd end up on the wrong end of the stick, honey, there. You'd get all scratched and everything. All right, so now that we have all that mixed up, now the reason why I mix my spices and sugar up with my eggs first is because it will incorporate the spices and the brown sugar better than putting the milk in and then doing the eggs and then doing the spice and stuff. You'll end up with a lot of spice that's not mixed up, and that's not what we're looking for. All right, so it should look like that when you get it mixed up. It's all good to go. Now, this recipe says that you need 6 slices of bread. Sometimes out of this mixture, I can get as many as 8 to 10 slices of bread, depending on how thick my bread is. All right, so we're going to turn on our skillet here, and this is just going to be like on a medium-high. I'm looking for like a medium-high heat. And then we're going to add us some good old butter. Honey, make sure you're using some good old cow butter because don't be using that margarine stuff. Because that margarine, children, ain't real. So make sure you're using some real cow butter because we need us some real cow butter. That's what gives everything its flavor. So we will be talking this season all about sweets, of course. We will talk about savory. I have a new cool, honey children, y'all gonna love it, a new cool biscuit recipe that has just been developed that I can't wait to bring you all and talk about butter, honey children. It's got a lot of butter in it, but it is so good. You all are just gonna fall head over heels for it, honey children. And also, if you want to see a certain dish or recipe, shoot me a text or shoot me a private message on Instagram or Facebook and say, hey, I would love to see how you make your sweet tater casserole or your Thanksgiving dressing, and we will try to get it on for you. Question, we have our first question of season 2. What's your question?
Salted butter or unsalted?
So the question is salted butter or unsalted. I am a pure on salted butter person. Simply because the salted butter has more flavor to it. The unsalted butter, you're going to have to add extra salt more than what we already did. So I would go for the salted. Now, if you can't get the salted, use the unsalted. But you're going to want to add about a half a teaspoon to your salt. So you just want to take your bread and you just want to put it in here and you want to turn it just a couple times. Now, I'm not looking for this to be soaked, honey, like a wash rag. I just want it to be good and moist. And I know that's a word y'all don't like to hear me say, but there ain't nothing better than saying that word, and wet don't mean nothing. So, alright, so you put it in the skillet, and we're just going to cook it on both sides until it's medium golden brown. Now, honey children, the toast part of this recipe is really good, but I can't wait for y'all to see the topping that goes on this, because you all are just going to fall in love with the toppings. Question.
Did you add vanilla to your dip?
Well, yes, you can add vanilla to your dip, and actually the recipe calls for it. I don't know where my mind was at. It's 2 teaspoons of vanilla into that dip, but we're also going to add it into our topping today. Ooh, Lord, that one got good and brown real quick, children, real quick. So you just want to make sure that it's getting a golden brown. You know, brown food good. So yes, I missed that, I'm sorry, but it does have vanilla in the dip. But if you forget to put it in the dip, you can always add it to the sauce that we're going to put on top. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Lord, we're going to have burnt toast here, children. Burnt toast, burnt toast. You just want to make sure that it's not super hot, because if it is super hot, your outside's going to burn quicker and the inside won't cook fast enough for you. So it'll be super eggy on the inside. And honey children, we don't want eggy. That's not what we're looking for. Alright, so now it's just about 2 minutes on each side, and if there's not enough butter, then add more butter. Add as much butter as you like. So this is really what we're looking for. As you all can see, this nice golden crust on here. So we just want to take that out, and we just want to lay that on our serving plate. Let's get this one just a little bit more, few minutes. How about, ooh, Lord, it's smoky up in here, children. I mean, she's a smoky up in here. Oh, Lord, I wish you all could smell this, honey. If this anything says fall, it's this French toast right here. All right, so now we're going to make the topping, or syrup as I call it, that goes on top of this. So I've turned my burner down to low, and I'm adding a half a cup of butter. Question.
Can this be made as a casserole dish, or do you suggest just keeping it separate?
So the question is, can this be made as a casserole dish or keeping it separate? You most definitely could make it as a casserole, and then you would do this topping that we're doing on top of the stove. If you do it in a casserole dish, what you want to do is you want to dip your toast and lay it in like a 9x13, and then you would bake it at 350 for about 30 minutes, just until it's baked through, and then you would make this topping and pour over it once it comes out of the oven. So yes, most definitely. Question.
Can you use oil instead of butter? No.
So the question is, can you use oil instead of butter here? I would say no, because the oil will not cook into the brown sugar properly. If you don't want to use butter, you could use coconut shortening. I have used coconut shortening in place of the butter. But you really are looking for butter here because the butter and the brown sugar cook so well together, and that's what makes a syrupy consistency. If you use oil with your brown sugar in this, you're not going to get that like syrupiness. You're going to get brown sugar that is separated from the oil, and it's just going to run everywhere, and that oil ain't going to taste good. So no, I would say stay away from the oil with this. Now, you could fry your toast in oil if you want to, and then do your topping with butter, most definitely. Alright, so we just want to make sure that all of that comes together. I've turned my heater back up here now. And you just want this to bubble a little bit. So while we're waiting on this to bubble, another huge announcement. I promised you all some announcements today, and I've already told you about the Christmas shirts. They're coming. We just done the shoot last night for those. Don't forget to pick up your fall shirts. We still have social distance y'all shirts too. So another thing is for those that haven't seen it, I'm on Cameo now. And Cameo is a super cool way that you can get a personalized message to your loved one or somebody for like their birthday, their anniversary, for just to cheer them up, a happy holiday, Merry Halloween, a happy Thanksgiving, gobble gobble tiggy wobble. So I do Cameo now. You can find me on Cameo. And then also be on the lookout for the new YouTube channel. It's called Country Bling Cookin. And that's cooking, COOKIN apostrophe. There's no G on it. So it's called Country Bling Cookin. And it's the new YouTube channel. And it will be up soon. And all of my videos that we've done in the past from the season 1 will be there. Plus the new videos from season 2. So now and plus other videos as well. Like when I start decorating for Christmas, which starts in a couple weeks, we'll do some videos about decorating and stuff, and you'll find those on the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel will feature a lot more insight on videos and stuff, but right here on the Instagram Live and the Facebook video is where you get everything very first. But make sure that once the YouTube channel is up and going, that everybody subscribes to it, and make sure you watch it. Alright, so now that this is bubbling, I have another great announcement in a minute too. So now that this is bubbling, as you all can see, it's just a bubbling away. We're going to add some bourbon. Now, if you don't want to add the bourbon in here, ooh, Lord, mercy. If you don't want to use, ooh, Lord, that's hot. So if you don't want to use the bourbon, and stand back when you do it, children, or you're going to set yourselves on fire. If you don't want to use the bourbon, you can use apple juice in place of the bourbon. And then we have chopped pecans, and we just want to make sure that we mix those chopped pecans and that bourbon. And if you use the bourbon, make sure you cook it a few minutes, just so that you're cooking the bourbon out. And then we're going to add just a touch of salt in here, just a little bit of salt. Even though I've got salted butter, I still want that little bit of extra salt. If you don't want to add the little bit of extra salt, then don't add it. You're perfectly fine. Then we're going to turn our burner off, and we're going to add in vanilla. When you add vanilla to a hot dish, children, make sure that you take it off the heat or let it cool a few minutes, because when you pour the alcohol in, even pure vanilla, when you pour the alcohol in, Lord mercy, children, I'll tell you what, slap my pumpkin and call me fall. When you pour the vanilla in, even pure vanilla, some of it will bubble off of it. So we want the full-on flavor of that vanilla in there. Oh my gosh, I wish you all could smell this, honey, children. It's making me hungry. We have this beautiful sauce here that has all these, and you get all of those toasty notes. You get the bourbon that has that nice oaky flavors and smells to it. And then you get that butter where it has that nice nuttiness to it, where the butter is cooked down and it's released some of the water. And then you get those pecans. You get that nutty aroma from the pecans, and then the vanilla just tops it off. Alright, so that's our sauce. And let's get our toast over here. And we're just going to pour some of this on, and then I've got one that's already done too. And you just want to drizzle that over and make sure that you get the pecans on there. We don't need all of it because that's for 6 children. Oh my gosh, look at that. Doesn't that look so good? All right, so this is, and I would do this, I would serve this with a fresh whipped cream like I have here. This is just a fresh whipped cream that is sweetened with just a little bit of honey. And then I just dusted it with just a little bit more of that pumpkin pie spice over the top. But look at that. Oh my gosh. Doesn't that just say, honey, jump up? Listen, when you all eat this, make this and eat this, this will make your eyes roll back in your head. If ever we done a dish, honey, that would make your eyes roll back in your head, it would be this one right here, which I hear that a lot of our dishes do that for people, but that's great because it's wonderful. But now this one right here, we got to get in here and get us a big old bite of this. So I love to get a little bit of that toast and then just a little bit of that whipped cream. And then just like that, I know that looks like a big bite. Oh my goodness. You get all of those fall spices. And then the crunch of the nuts. And then you get that buttery bourboniness out of it. If that's ever a word, bourboniness. And it just screams fall. I could eat this sitting in the middle of a field of pumpkins, honey. Even if they got frost on them. Because this right here, children, will warm you up good. I'm telling you what. Because it is delicious, honey. I'm telling you, your family will go nuts over this. Call your neighbors, call your friends, call your family, honey, children, because when they get this on their plate, honey, the table will be silent, honey. They'll be eating this. They'll be in there just like this. They're trying to eat, honey. It'll be so good. I'm telling you what. Oh, my gosh. I'm telling you, if you...
One of your big fans is Doobie Girl 60, and her husband have actually had the corona and been in quarantine.
Scooby Girl, you all had corona? Oh, I hate to hear that. I hope you're getting better. I hate to hear that anybody gets the corona. But, Lord girl, I hope you all get so much better. I'm so sorry you all got it. Please get better quick. Please get better quick. And anybody else out there that has family or anybody you know that's had the coronavirus, honey, I send all my love and all my prayers to everybody out there. Even the ones that haven't, because these are weird times, and I hope everybody's just staying safe and healthy and happy as much as you can. And honey, children, my thoughts go out to each and every one of y'all. So, Scooby Girl, you get in that kitchen, make you some of this French toast, I'd say that corona will jump out the window, honey. It just can't handle all of this goodness right here.
She had it this summer.
Oh, you had it this summer, so you're over it now. Well, good. Good. That's wonderful. Listen, guys, I told you I had some super huge announcements. I've saved the last one for the best. And, of course, every week I try that we do this, or every time that we do this, I try to bring you something new, something fun, something that's coming up in our lives. It's coming up on the holidays, so I have some news to tell about that, but not today. We'll be talking about the holidays coming up soon. But we do have a new thing that we just launched. It's called Country Bling Events. And you can go on to the website, southerncountryBling.com. Click on Country Bling Events. It tells you all about it there. It's super wonderful. It's super awesome. We've done several so far. We have several booked. It's something fun for you all. And if you can get them scheduled, that would, it'll just be wonderful. So, but you just go on the website, southerncountryBling.com, and click on Country Bling Events. It tells you all about it. I won't go into any more detail about it because I want y'all to go on there and read it. It's wonderful. Make sure that you all are signing up for the newsletter because it comes out every month. Unless, like last month, me and Miss Lisa both were running crazy and then just remembered it at the last minute. Well, we got it out to you. So, Country Bling Events was also told in the website, in the emails that comes out to you all. So, make sure that you're signing up for those. Tell everybody you know to sign up for those. So, some really cool, some really awesome news tonight. We will be doing the season 2 later in the afternoons. 5 or 6 o'clock, be watching Instagram and Facebook. It'll tell you. It's usually going to be about 6 o'clock because I want everybody to be able to come home from work, sitting at home if you're back to work, or if you're not, then you're in the evening times and we can just share our evening together, what happened through the day and things like that. I love ya with all my heart, guys. I'm so happy that we're back to the Country Bling Cooking Show Season 2. I can't thank you all enough for tuning in today. Please make sure you tell everybody out there that these are happening. Please tell everybody to go to Instagram and Facebook and follow me. Like the post, share the post. And guess what? It's almost the holidays, so it's almost time for giveaway time again. That's right, y'all. We're coming up on giveaway time again. So that's something to be looking forward to. We have a lot more surprises and news to tell you all through this great, wonderful fall and holiday season. So I can't wait to get in there. If you have an idea of a recipe that you all like to see, make sure that you shoot me a private message on Instagram or Facebook, and we'll see how we can get it on the show or how quick we can make it happen. I love y'all. Make sure you're staying safe, happy, healthy, still washing your hands, still social distance, and let's just make this world better with one sweet bite or treat at a time, children. Listen, I hope y'all have a good one. I'm going to disappear just a minute so I can get out here in front of the cameras. I hope y'all have a good one. I hope you had a good time today. I love y'all. Oh, do we have another question? No. I love y'all. I hope to see you soon. Please be kind to your neighbors and your friends and your dogs and your cats and your pigs and your hogs and your cows and your goats and all them good things. So, all right, guys, I love you. I'll see you soon. I can't wait until the next one. Love y'all. Bye.